Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for tuning in to another Flash Hour. Just to do some quick housekeeping here, I want to make sure that yes, all right, volume's working. So with Flash Hour, just like every single week, we kind of go over state of the trenches, which essentially is just some time to go over the markets since we are a trading platform. Specifically Solana and broader markets, touch on some points to allow people to funnel in. Then we will go over kind of flash overview, some milestones that we've made, as well as then we'll get into what we got done this week and what will be coming up. And then at the very end, we'll go over your burning questions that all of you have for us. So drop those in the comments down below. If you're in Discord, drop them in Discord. We will go over them at the end for you. All right, let's go. Oh my God. That's on the last slide. All right. Just some housekeeping. I guess last time one of the comments was the notifications throughout the. So just I'm gonna mute mine just because I do remember. Yeah. Do not disturb. There we go. Yeah. All right. Moving into state of the trenches.
A lot of things have happened.
Yeah, I was about to say this is actually a pretty big week as far as like what's happened. So couldn't condense it too much, but hey, there he is. Non-farm payroll. Non-farm payroll missed their job outlook. So we did fall a little bit short, which is probably why we've had some choppy markets. That was obviously in the US. And then FOMC has a 91.8% 25% in the prediction markets to pass with a 25 bip cut. It's looking much less likely that we'll get a 50 bip, but this week coming up, which will lead to some trading volatility, is the CPI and ECB could pump or dump markets. It's really hard to tell. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Bitcoin is still in the trading range. It's down. It has seen a lot of weakness. As you can see here, altcoin season is still really I would say in full swing. I wouldn't say it's going swimmingly, but it's not too bad.
It's somewhere.
Yeah, it's not great, but it's not like full blown altcoin season like I know everybody wants. But it's definitely Bitcoin dominance is dropping. So this was kind of just an overview from last week. I left it in there. Alpenglow upgrade, 98% approval. The target is 150 milliseconds finality, and that's should be going. I think it's Q4 is what they're aiming for, right?
Yeah, end of Q4, around breakpoint, we might see some upgrades that would allow us to eventually deploy Alpenglow.
Yeah, Galaxy tokenization. And then correct me if I'm wrong, but did I just see something about, it's not on here. I just saw it this morning, which I didn't get a chance to add up. Something about NASDAQ and tokenization. Did you see that?
I think it's their intent to have a blockchain where they issue assets and something. It was an intent from the NASDAQ team.
Yeah, so not like a final, nothing's finalized, but it's just kind of like getting it out there. Okay. Well, that's super interesting.
I think we're missing an important news that just came out, which is Jump together with Multicoin and Galaxy are basically raised about $1.5 billion in cash to buy Solana on the market and create a DAT. So that is biggest news which has actually propelled Solana to where it is right now since it got out.
Wow. Okay. That just dropped today, or was that something that I missed?
Just now, just a few hours ago. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So some of these slides I do prepare, unfortunately, early morning. So it just came out. But yeah, DeFi Dev Corp bought 160K Solana. That is insane. $40 million, 2 million plus, a total of 2 million plus in Sol. Let's see, Jupe Lend, our friends over there, Jupiter, 1 billion deposits in 8 days. That is actually quite astounding. USD1 stablecoin launched, and it's integrated already with Radium and Camino. We went over that last week. USDC growth, 11.4 billion, 3x year over year. That's 750 million minted in just September 1st. So that's pretty insane. We are really catching up. One thing I just heard, I was just watching a few podcasts this morning who went live, but the bulk of stablecoins are still on ETH, but Solana's catching up really fast. So I think that will probably be a trend that really continues a lot into the future. Solana is going to be the stablecoin rails. Capitalized on it. Oh, okay. So basically just some trading recommendations I put here at the end, since we are a trading platform, is PPI is coming out, CPI, and for the Fed volatility catalyst.
I think the biggest news is about rate cuts in mid of September. So I think that is a very volatile news that will
news event.
Shake a lot of news event that shake a lot of markets. So
they always say it's baked in, but then when it actually happens, or when it's
already priced in,
but it's not. It's not. They do that all the time. I don't know if that's to trap traders or whatever. They'll say the price is baked in, but it's really not. And then they'll dump it or they'll rip it, depending on the sentiment. I feel like market makers love to do that to traders. let's see, transaction success rate, impact sentiment. Yeah. Leverage DeFi growth surge. So I just put that there because reminder that open interest is still actually at an all-time high. And watch the volume levels for short stacking at the top and long stacking at the bottom. Kind of my thesis on that is wait for the heavy dump or heavy rip, and then get out of the way of the bulldozer, because there's everything mean reverts. Anything to add as far as news or anything you got?
I think the biggest news is the DAT that was launched by Multicoin in partnership with Jump. So that is actually moving the markets a lot, and it's expected to bring in a lot of money from the real world to the on-chain side of things to just buy Sol. And if I correctly understand the markets, it might end up turning that all Sol into Jito Sol. So we might see a huge chunk of Sol coming in towards staking through Jito, which will unlock more yield for the stakers and better systems for everyone on Solana. So,
yeah, that's the big unlock for institutions. It just makes sense. You're parking your capital and then you're earning the APY.
Risk-free rewards.
Yeah, I mean, literally. Yeah, especially with Jito Sol. That's an amazing thing to see. I did not know that. That will definitely be a huge catalyst for the markets. All right. So flash overview, just to go through this very quickly here. We're at 16.38 billion in total volume. We are quickly approaching that $20 billion mark. Total rev distributed, 140K to our FAF stakers. And we are grateful for that. FLP1 is still absolutely killing it. We're seeing the price appreciation now. Last week, just because I filled this out and I know what it was last week, it was about 140, $1.40, and now it's at $1.47. So pretty good. We're killing it. And then the big news really is Flash TVL, all-time high, 23 million. Obviously, thank you to the LP providers, but this is a little milestone for us that we want to celebrate. I wish I had like confetti that was like, psh, surprise. But yes, so Flash is doing really, really well on all metrics. Another thing I'd like to add is that socials are going really well. We're seeing a lot of partnerships popping off, not just with FLP, but just internally with the team, between marketing and everything else. So things are really, really, really going well. Yeah. And just engagement overall across socials are doing well. So thank you to everyone who's contributing. I noticed that the community overall has really been contributing a lot. That is much appreciated. Especially coming from the janitor, I try to make sure that I, like, share, comment on all of your posts, and just wanted to say a big shout out and thank you to everybody who's doing that. Now, what did we get done this week, sir?
For sure. I think the most important thing was realizing there was the mint burn and fee structure for FLP was a bit high, because it was basically built over the notion where if someone wants to get the best swap, they might utilize the FLP pools to get the best swap, because at any given moment back then, FLP would be the best place to get swaps, and that might bring in some toxic flow, which is not good for our LPs. So we added a very hefty fees that would prevent from such flows. But now, given with the relevance of prop AMMs and a lot of people providing liquidity, we can see a lot of better market structure, which is the reason why we are now gonna slash the mint FLP fees. It would be free to mint FLP, any FLP, as instance FLP1 or FLP2 or anything. And when you burn FLP, there would be a slightly different fee structure, where if you are burning to get USDC, you would be getting a fixed 15 bips fee charged. And if you are removing in any of the underlying collaterals according to the balance of the pool, you would be charged accordingly. But the most interesting thing is, when you are minting FLP, there would be no fees. and this would make the looping much more profitable what you're doing. And uh, hopefully we would see some great news coming out from Camino. But yeah, loop scale is doing phenomenally well, and we all are actually making money from it. So not financial advice, but we it's working quite well, and I'm very proud of it actually. So
Yeah.
yeah, and in that direction, we are basically restructuring the fee mechanism for FLP mint and burn, and you'd be seeing more information in the coming days. And next, moving ahead, turbo mode. It was a very interesting mode that we basically have live right now, but due to the differences of wallet, the inbuilt wallets that you have in your browser, Phantom, Backpack, or squads, they basically add some sort of latency which is actually not helping to make you get that feel of opening and closing a position and in a blink of an eye. So although the turbo mode is on live right now, but because of the added latencies of these built-in basically the browser extensions,
Yeah.
We are basically working as fast as possible to add the flash accounts which would be powered by Privy. So with that in mind, turbo mode would look very epic because you'd be able to open and close the position probably in less than 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And with further improvements on the UI, it would be less than a second. So currently moving in that direction. And talking about turbo mode, we have also recently started, it's a step-by-step process, but we have worked on improving our Oracle infrastructure behind the scenes, which is making much more faster upgrades on the pricing mechanism. And you can basically see that in terms of the PNL that FLP is making. So a lot of improvements, and we are still working, with different teams in terms of getting those CUs as much, like getting the CUs as low as possible to push price on chain, and clubbing all those prices together is more important because every pool has different assets. So we have to club all the prices of assets and push it at once, every slot. So there was some significant improvements done in that direction. And also, given the rising price of Sol, we have to make sure we don't end up paying a lot to push this price, because everything costs. Every bot we run basically burns Sol, which is good for Sol, but we as a company, we have to make sure we are not overpaying for things that are not making that money for ourselves. So very interestingly, we have done some interesting upgrades on the Oracle side, and we are continuously doing that on by writing code using a very interesting, what do you say, library, which is Pinocchio, and obviously might be doing something on the assembly level as well. So I think, do we have Zohid on, or if we can add Zohid for some context, I think that would be great because he's been working heck a lot on making sure the anchor version is well defined and all that stuff. Hey Zohid, what's up?
What's up, brother?
Hey everyone. Uh yep, there's a whole lot going on the sidelines. Like there's so much um on the Oracle side. I think everyone in the audience might also be aware of this new thing or new niche that's been the talk of the town, which is like just killing off the CUs. And believe it or not, it just started off with a random discussion that we were having on Twitter or X. And Strategic Hash kind of brought this up, and we just kind of brainstormed in there. And I literally nerd sniped Dean into kind of having it all written down and finally kind of hit out to prod in like 2 to 3 days. So that was cool. Shout out to Dean. He goes by the handle Dean M Little.
Yep.
And then yeah, it was all so well constructed altogether. That switchboard then happened to kind of pick it up, improvise on it, and they already have the service live. And I think yeah, they'll be having something else as well coming up. But it was so cool. Like over the course of a week or so, while we were traveling on our way back from Japan, from Super Tokyo, all of these things transpired,
It's
and
crazy.
here we are, like looking at a paradigm shift. And yeah, specifically looking at those dark AMMs and prop AMMs that have been spinning up, we better kind of give them a tough run for the money. So that's where the idea all started. One of the biggest things we have in terms of maintaining our infra as cost and also as the source or the biggest source of latency is getting the prices on chain. So cutting those computes, making them lean, allows us to kind of um, increase the frequency of updates, not rather exponentially, but to a great extent. And right now, we're facing big trouble on the read layer now. So, all right, we are able to land transactions faster, we're able to make them leaner, but it ends up creating a bigger issue that users, although the chain processes the transactions fast, but getting them to be updated on the UI is now like our biggest task. We're the UI slow to react. React being a pun over there, but getting getting it done. That's where we are. So yeah, hold on tight and do let us keep the feedback flowing. There have been a lot of improvements. Mobile performance is improved. Even desktop speeds are better. You might see a flicker once or twice, and we are onto it. The moment we catch the bug that's causing it, it should all be like smooth and super nice. And yeah, once onboarding flow is complete, and then Anas kind of flags it off, it would be like such a great experience. We're all excited for it.
Yeah, for sure.
We can already feel that experience, although it's being developed right now. But yeah,
we know it internally.
Yes.
Inside of us. The just from the little bit that I've been able to test, this is back when we were doing kind of like turbo mode with Privy in the DevNet environment. It was insanely fast, kind of almost shockingly fast. So that was definitely something that I am looking forward to in prod. But last thing here is going to be Trade Wars. So Trade Wars is ready. Am I correct on that?
Yep, that's right.
So Trade Wars is going to be held by yours truly. I will definitely make it fun and interesting. So we'll get into it here in just a second. We have a specific slide for it. But yes, I'm very excited to get a few lucky Trade Wars participants on for season 2. Now, what is coming?
Yep. So basically, we've been working around the clock to find the best feed possible to get 24/5 markets for stocks, major indices, and metals, because we believe offering these assets needs to be 24 hours at least for the working week of the time. And if you follow the traditional markets, they just offer stocks for at least 6 to 8 hours. But getting that experience on chain is not so cool. So we are working to get aftermarket prices, which would make your experience much better. It's pretty similar to when you trade Bitcoin and Solana, and we want to make that experience extendable to any asset that is being added on Flash. So currently working on getting on those data providers, and in no time you would be seeing a lot of interesting stocks and indices and metals to trade on Flash. So the interesting thing about what's coming is we just talk about on things that we are doing, and you won't have any specific dates when you are in the midst of doing something and experimenting. So I just want to add a disclaimer that when we say what's coming, it's like we are working on it, but you cannot define a date for it. So next thing is Pinocchio.
I just want to keep you in the loop, to be honest. That's the big thing. It's like it's not that this is coming out next week. This is not that this is coming out 3 weeks from now. There's no specific date, but we're the what's coming category is specifically just saying, hey guys, this is what we're working on. This is what's happening at Flash.
And to be honest, if we like, there is a lot more things that happens, but we try to make it more concise. And if I were to add all the things that are happening, I think this stream would go for an hour or two. But let's try to
not be so happy with that.
So next up is, I think Zohid has been working on the Pinocchio based improvements. Zohib, anything to add on that?
Um, not much at this moment. It's all an uphill battle to make sure all of our systems kind of have the same amount of safeguards around potential exploits and making sure everything is peer reviewed. So yeah, that's still work in progress, but the results are already fascinating. Like it allows us to do so much more in so much less of a time. But what the other part of looking at that is just how much of a bloat we have overall. Um, I know, like we've been talking of P token and all of those things that could like seriously impact the amount of block capacity that's being used for redundant stuff. You can get so much done in so little resources that just opens up the space for a lot more that you can do. Like there've always been talks of having Nasdaq on chain, and then now we have got a lot of talk in the town about tokenization. I mean,
Hmm.
everything that's going to be out, and that's another thing that we've been working on the background, in the background for us to kind of have those 24 by 5 feeds, and as Anas mentioned, all of those require you to kind of have something being done on chain. Like all of those validations, until and unless they're done on chain, it wouldn't be so nice of an experience if everything is like literally bought back on chain, because we have gone away from like this paradigm of having everything readily available on the runtime, be it oracles which were on chain at first, and then there was a paradigm shift to move them to a parallel environment, call it pitnet or whatever other solutions exist in in the space right now. Most of them are not natively like literally on mainnet right now. So all of these layers add up different kinds of latencies. And at the end, even though now we talk of sub-second execution, I don't think it's enough. Like you need to be, you need to set the bar too high. Like we need like sub millisecond execution in the longer time frame if you are to kind of seriously compete against the traditional exchange stack. So that's
Yeah.
where we are getting to. I mean, cutting compute is just the start. The whole idea is to make everything so much more efficient at scale that it's possible to kind of have all of the internet traffic that serves traditional markets today being bought back, and then realizing the version of internet capital markets. Yeah, small
So
step
Still so
for
early.
for the oracles and giant leap for DeFi. That's how I put it.
nice.
Then
Interesting.
the volatility based fees with users closes when users close the
Closing
trade.
trades. Yeah. So basically, right now we had this VBF. We call it VBF. VBF fee was only applied when users open a trade, but to make it a complete package, we're gonna be adding the VBF when even when users close the trade and when the volatility is high. Basically, VBF is calculated by using an on-chain EMA price versus the spot price, and when there is a deviation above X percentage from EMA price to spot price, VBF kicks in, which basically tells the program that the volatility is very high, and the Flash's margin engine starts to work as a market maker when there is very high volatility by quoting at a higher spread. So that's what the program does,
Yeah,
and
and
we
to add on to it, like it's not like a negative impact or a higher fee for traders. The effort towards this is to make sure we're able to offer a the cheapest possible fees on Solana overall. So these things like do help us realize the vision of being the cheapest and fastest place to trade. And
yes.
volatility is a tricky thing to compute, and we've been constantly kind of improving our whole pricing engine to make sure that we identify volatility and then address it for the traders in the best possible way. So that's where the VBF improvements also come in, and I think that would be a nice way to pitch in the idea of margin engine V2 as well. That is what would allow us to kind of have all of these assets up,
Yeah.
and we've been talking about it forever, and this is the month where we'll finally be having it live. So fingers crossed on those. All of these other improvements and other stuff being like distracting us from actually having it fully live in prod. So yeah, finally everything coming together, and all of those small steps counting towards it. And these are all those necessary steps which make Margin Engine V2 resilient enough to handle all of the new load that we're gonna put onto it, and have all of those new assets and a whole new trading paradigm for y'all.
And I just wanted to go over really quickly. So just because everybody's been asking, I know everybody's very curious, is that what we did kind of stealthily is we rolled out specific features that Margin Engine V2 needed, and or it was crucial. It's like little blocks before we were able to fully roll it out. So technically speaking, some of Margin Engine V2 is kind of already rolled out.
Yes, that's right.
And then this is kind of like the final. So it wasn't, I think a lot of people were expecting just like a ta-da, and then it was there. And it was more of a gradual process so that the team could evaluate, test, make sure that everything went smoothly. So just wanted
to be honest, even I thought it was going to be tada, but once we started peeling the layers, we thought we shouldn't take those stupid steps, and we should go step by step, because a lot of things are outlined. But yeah, so
it's literally like when you talk of Margin Engine V2, it's like a jet engine, and you're flying the jet high in the sky, and then you're literally trying to change the engine mid-flight, and that's not an easy thing to do for sure. But what's important here is to realize that if we were to start today, so if Flash was not live, and then if we were to start maybe like 6 months ago, yeah, V2 would be live from day one. The problem right now is to make sure about like we maintain backwards compatibility. There's liquidity already in the pool. There could be positions which are live when we do the migration, so it's like a long process. And I think what we concluded on is to like scheduled maintenance, or kind of having a potential downtime for a couple minutes could just be sufficient, and then we just swap the whole system in and out, while maintaining all of the security paradigms for the liquidity on the pool, making sure trades are like they see no flicker, trades just stay as they are, and everything just works in the most smoothest way possible. So that's what took all the time, and we're finally proud to have all of this, while we also have all of our integrations kind of going out in full force. Shout out to all of our integration partners as well, helping us validate all of these system improvements over time, all in the background, and like having no issues for users ever. So a great shout out for everyone integrating FLP, and new partners coming up, I guess, soon.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think backwards compatibility, if anybody's in software, is extremely important. If you've ever rolled any significant upgrade out, it is very, very important that you have backwards compatibility as well as a fallback. And all those things have to like really be in line, especially with things that are in production and live. With real users, it gets a lot more complicated than just launching something brand new. But moving on, the trading view charts improved. So what improvements have we made there?
I think we just got the PR. I think one of our devs just pushed the detail, like the testing link for that. So we are basically trying to get 1 second charts interval from trading view, so that when you are trading on Degen mode, things work much better in terms of getting the time interval, and you can trade at 1 second. And the next thing is also the improvement on how the charts load, how faster they load on mobile and desktop. So that is what we are working and experimenting on.
Yeah, absolutely. And trading view's been pretty paramount in that too as well. We've been communicating with that team over there. And then Margin Engine V2, I know that was the last one that we were supposed to talk about, but the last thing too that a lot of people maybe aren't or weren't aware of is that the backwards compatibility with like the FLP, since it is integrated with all of our partners, that's like something else that I think Zohid just touched on it, but that was a critical point between the transition as well. All right.
Yeah, composability is important, and that's how DeFi would scale. Because if you are building an isolated environment, it's very hard to grow or become a very huge giant. So in the direction of making things composable and being in the DeFi ecosystem, we made sure things are backwards compatible so that nothing breaks and things grow on the current foundation as it is.
Yep, absolutely. All right, moving on to trade wars. Let's go. All right, so the tagline is "You keep the profits, we bear the losses." So basically, the way it is you're going to start off with $100. You must trade on Degen Mode, which will be super exciting for me to watch and watch somebody else lose finally. 15 minutes time limit. So basically within that 15 minutes, if you can make money, you get to keep it. And in that 15 minutes, if you lose money, then we'll bear the loss. But it'll make for a highly engaging and fun trading experience for everybody to watch. So we really hope you tune in. At least I do. I will be in a different get up for you all. Keep it fresh, entertaining, and add my commentary to the trader who's up on stage.
Yep.
Anything else to add to that?
No, I think you can also say what time is it going to be and when.
Oh, it's going to be same time, just Tuesdays. So same time as Flash Hour, just Tuesdays. So you'll have Flash Hours on Monday, and then Tuesday, if you tune in live, you will be able to partake in Flash Hours. And if you are interested and you are part of our community, if you are a Chad or if you are a FAF staker or FLP holder or any of those, please reach out to me. Auditions are open. So that'll be fun as well. You can hit me up in Discord only. So that'll be a Discord only. If I do reach out to you in some other method, then that's fine. But no DMs on Twitter. Those will be ignored. So jump into our Discord and join the community. All right. Let's see here. Let me close this out for me. See if we have any questions. This is the segment where we answer all of your burning questions. Great to be here live for once. Oh, man. Dust, it's nice to have you, buddy. All right. Let's get to the questions here. What do we got? Anything near or near? Oh, nice. That was from one of our community members here. Potentially, I guess we could list that. Let's see. All-time high, baby. TVL. Let's go. And the Soul Brothers. Did you want to make a little teaser there?
For sure. We had an interesting podcast earlier today with the Soul Brothers, and thank you, man. And we've been friends since the first founders trek that happened in Dubai. Simon, E, and Eno. We go back since then, and a lot of things have changed. And we were just building Flash Trade during those days. It was pretty initial days, and they remember meeting us, and now they are really very happy that we are able to build this exchange to this level. And now we are capable of sponsoring the pod, and it's I'm very grateful to work with people who I love to interact with more and more, and it's how the network efforts grows over you. So let's see how things scale with the Soul Brothers.
Yeah, I was about to say Soul Brothers. It's a first off, it was a great podcast. It was 5 a.m. for me. I literally woke up for it and watched it. Not a joke. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, you did a great job. I just really love the way that they have their flow. It's not some of the podcasts get like so the interviewers get so serious and everything. You know what I mean? Like you can't relax. Eno brings the fire, okay? Simon keeps Eno under check and brings it back. It's really funny to watch the two interact. I find it probably one of the most enjoyable podcasts out there. So if you are missing the Soul Brothers, tune in, man. They have great interviews, and they drop all kinds of, I would say alpha on their podcast. So. But other than that, it looks like we don't have any burning questions from. Oh, wait a minute, we do. Let's see. What do we got here? Does it start tomorrow for Trade Wars? It does start tomorrow. So tomorrow will be our first Trade Wars endeavor. So if you can tune in, same exact time, same exact place, believe it or not. We'll stream it here on X, and yeah, we'll have a lot of fun. It'll be lighthearted, commentary from the peanut gallery, which is me, and the traders should have a lot of fun doing it as well with our capital, I should say.
Yep, and it's all about creating interesting content and letting people see how epic the Degen mode is when they win or lose money. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the big things that I want to highlight during Trade Wars is obviously Degen mode, but a lot of the features that we have as well. So you might see me go over some periodically go over some new features on regular mode where we have limit order, stop loss, things like that, maybe some new UI elements. There might be a little bit of that in there, as well as we could bring in some special guests to add some commentary, or if any special guest wants to step up to the plate and see if they're degen enough, we'd love to also work with them. But again, only through Discord. So jump in Discord, reach out to me. And we'll be more than happy to do that. If you can't get into my DMs because they're locked, which I don't think they are, but if for whatever reason you're not able to actually DM me, then open up a ticket and we'll be happy to have a talk. Anything else to add from either of the co-founders, our fearless leaders?
Nope. We are good. We have a lot of work to do at hand, and yeah,
we do. Yes, we do. We got a lot of prep work for Degen mode. So. I mean, not Degen, I mean Trade Wars with Degen mode. So, but yeah, absolutely. With that, we will close out. Let me get everybody off the screen here. Yep. Hey, it's just me. Thanks for tuning in, as always, for another Flash Hour. We really do appreciate your time. We try to bring you as much value as humanly possible. And I do look forward to having you tomorrow for Trade Wars. You'll see a new setup, new get up for me. Might be a little bow tie involved, a little suit, a little nice fancy shirt instead of so casual. But that's just part of the janitor's facade. I appreciate you tuning in. And as always, guys, I'll see you in the markets.